Alright, so I shot a couple squirrels this evening. I'm going to show you how I clean them. I think it's by far the best way. But usually what I do is clean them in the woods. I save my bread bags, or you can bring a Ziploc, and that's where I put the meat in. Then I just got a knife here. So the first thing you want to do is I just grab the tail, hold it like that, and you're going to want to make your first cut right here. But before you do that, I just like to pull some of the fur out so you can see where you're cutting. And it's easier to cut instead of cutting into that fur. So you can see I got that area cleaned out. So I'm just going to make a cut right behind the vent here, just straight down. You can see I'm getting to the tailbone here. You're going to want to cut through that. I just wiggle my knife back and forth. But be careful that you don't cut through the back side of the skin. So I just cut off on both sides a little bit. And you'll see there's a couple tendons here. I already got them cut, but you got to make sure those are cut. And just slice this meat on both sides because you don't want that meat to get hung up. So you can see we got that all cut. There's the tailbone. Now we're down to the back side of the hide there. So let's move on to the next part. Now that you got your squirrel, you got that first cut made back by the tail. I just got a cleared out area here. I got a nice little piece of a log I can set the tail on. And I'm just going to take the tail, put my foot right onto the back of the tailbone, put your weight on that tail, grab both legs, and just slowly pull up, and it will skin its whole self for you. Sometimes you can see my legs slip from the tail. Just put your foot back on it, pull it up. Now I'm just going to grab the front feet, pull those out. Now you got the skin back here by the legs that didn't pull off. I just grab that, pull that back, and now we can just start by cutting it. You want to cut the front feet off. Take my knife, cut that one off, cut this one off. Now come back to the back feet. The back feet have you can come to the joint here, and what you're going to want to do is cut right through this tendon, and then you'll just kind of break it with your hands a little bit. Take my knife, put it underneath there, and pull straight up. Do the same thing on this side. Come to that joint, cut the tendon, break it, pull it straight up. Now for the head, you can just go around, and then you can twist the head right off. So now you'll have the whole carcass here very clean from hair from doing it this way. So now what I do is I take my knife, it'll come right between the two legs here, right in the pelvis. Cut the pelvis. After you get that cut through, you take your knife. Be careful not to go far in because you don't want to cut open the stomach or any of the intestines. Just slice open that stomach all the way up, right through the chest cavity, through the top of the head. Now what you're going to want to do is open up the top of the chest cavity. You're going to see the heart and the esophagus up here. Grab that, rip that off, and you'll see the diaphragm here, which is the little skin of meat. You'll see it, then you'll just grab that, and you can pull all the guts right out. And then that's a nice clean squirrel. Good to eat it. Take my bag, throw them in the bag. And what I do with all my squirrels is I keep the tails. So I'll just cut it off from the rest of the hide. So then you got your hide and guts here. That's all good for coyotes to eat. And I got my tail here. Usually what you can do with these is you can use the hide to make fishing lures. You can put this on your car antenna. I got one on mine. Or what I do with most of them is I throw them in the freezer, and when I got a bunch of them, I sell these to my local buyer that sells all my furs for $1 a piece. Or you can send them off to MEPS fishing lures, and they'll buy them right from you. And this is what they use to make all their fishing lures from. But I hope this helped you on how to clean a squirrel and what you can do with the tail. But thanks for watching, and please subscribe.